Hypercommercialism is everywhere. There's literally nowhere to go where you will not see an ad promoting something or someone. The evidence of hypercommercialism is all around us. You cannot turn on your TV, computer, or open a book or a magazine without getting a taste of this media trend. TV, whether it be television shows itself or movies, have evidence of the hypercommercialism in the actual shows or the commercials throughout the program. The internet has advertisements on every page you visit, social media, academic sites, or commercial sites themselves. Lastly, prints have commercialism and advertisements throughout. From front to back, prints are filled with advertisements. The early days of modern mass media was filled with paranoia that commercialism would pollute the speech. James Twiddle's paper, Media and the Message, presented an interesting view on commercialism. He stated, once those who own the media come to recognize the fortune that can be made by delivering audiences to the advertisers, and once the audience comes to realize that given a chance between paying higher prices or viewing ads, they prefer the ads. Thinking of how commercialism imprints, some might think that none of this is going on, but they would be very wrong. There has been some evidence of advertisements or commercialism in prints dating all the way back to the 15th century to the present day. Some would like to embrace the advertisement side of prints, others not so much. At one point, magazine publishers thought that they had to protect their general readers from the effertries of advertisements. Advertisements started on the back of the newspaper or the book or whichever, and eventually started appearing throughout the pages. No matter your feelings on commercialism or advertisements in prints, it's here to stay, and it's definitely taken a life of its own. If people know that they can get money off of something, they'll never let it go. They're going to squeeze it out for everything that it's worth. The entertainment industry is in constant need of commercialism and publications of products. AOL Time Warner recently debuted a 60-minute movie called Trans World Live. The basis of this short film is a documentary that cultures snowboarding, skiing, and snowmobile stunt riding, all while promoting 3 of the company's magazines titled Dedicated to Extreme Snow Sports. This quote by Katie Fitzgerald in a story on AdAge.com, published in 2002, mentioned right off the bat that not only was this movie a documentary, but also a means to publicize the major leading magazines dedicated to extreme snow sports. Along with the magazine, she continued to mention other things that get a bit of face time throughout the movie, some of those being the various artists and music groups that get work on in the film. Ads for snowboarding apparel and accessories were also featured throughout, and the movie goes as far as promoting the Winter Olympics and some of the sports associated with the Olympics. This short film is just one of the very examples that you can use to prove that hypercommercialism is being used in film. Today, the internet, as most people know it, to be a world of pop-ups and online registration forms, and a world where your credit card serves as your passport. You cannot open a web page without the proof of hypercommercialism showing up all over your screen. It only makes sense that when we think of the internet, pop-ups come to mind. The internet is a place of non-stop hypercommercialism. Everywhere we go, we have side columns or top bars full of advertisements for something. In Ian Hopper's paper, FTC Disclosure Paid Search Listings, explained how internet search engines take money from websites in exchange for promotion placement. So now that we know that not only is hypercommercialism in full swing on the internet, but search engines are selling advertisement spots to people and companies for the use of their commercials and advertisements. With this happening, there's no way that we will ever really get away from hypercommercialism on the internet, especially if people can pay for it and people are making money off of it. Hypercommercialism is one of the trends that you don't really have to dig too deep to find evidence of. It's literally all around us. The world we live in, it'll always have that constant flow of commercials, no matter if it's film, print, or the internet. We found that not only is this a new trend, but it's also one that's going to remain. Hyper-commercialism is here to stay, whether we like it or whether we don't. People are making money, and people are okay with the cost and presence of commercialism.